So please everyone go to the Blackboard, go to week 13, and then follow this Word document with screenshots, which tells you how to create a free Azure Cloud account for today's lab. So, I requested to the college to tell us how to create a cloud account without putting our credit card. So then they came up with this way. So you don't need a credit card to create an Azure Cloud account, free account. So please go to week 13 and download the document, follow the steps, and you should be able to create a free account in Azure. Follow all the steps till the end, where I try to create a database server there. It still asks that.
Sorry, what's the link that we just got Azure Microsoft?
Oh yeah, it's it's not there. Yikes. Sorry. Okay, let me just grab that quickly. Zooming. So guys, I've uploaded the document again, and this link was missing there. So for the video, you need to go to this link. So just download the document now. Of course you'll be downloading this document anyway. So follow the link and just make sure that you put your George Brown email that has the number at georgebrown.ca, or just your George Brown email. That's it, wherever it asks for email, as per the screenshots. So once you create that, that's it guys. Then we start the lab. Yeah, right now. This was just the start. Come on. This is just the beginning. This is a drop in the ocean. So let's start the actual lab. Okay, so where you should be once you're done is the portal. Oops. Oh, resuming. So guys, you will be on this page. You should be on this page. Once you click the last, as the screenshot shows in the document, the portal. So this is the portal where you should be now. If you're on this page, so that's your first screenshot that you have successfully. If whenever you're there, this is the portal main page. If you click the home button here, suppose you're not there, so click the home button, it will just take you here. So this is your first screenshot as well. So it's first screenshot, and that is the screenshot of the portal. Now if we are done with that, zooming. So what we are trying to do here is we're gonna just try to be in the Microsoft Azure. While this is open, we can just open in another browser, SharePoint, or in private. You can see this incognito, new incognito window here. So you could just stay logged into those two cloud services. One is SaaS based, one is IaaS or infrastructure as a service. This is the infrastructure as a service. and the other one is the SaaS based. So I'm just gonna go for new incognito window here, just to it's up to you. You can just choose another browser or just go for incognito in Chrome or in private in Internet Explorer. So if I go incognito here, so it's portal.office.com. So here I'll just log in from that very long, punishingly long address, which I kind of forgot as well again. So it's oh seriously, what was the address? So what was your address? It was your first name GB at?
It was first name admin, but then there was also first name global admin.
Oh, the admin one.
Yeah.
So admin at at GB. First name GB. Okay, sorry. GB first name. Okay, because we all followed the same format. So if I forget, GB first name dot on Microsoft.com, right?
No, like the date, 19 March 14.
14 March. Thank you. For March 19 dot. Thank you, sir. So dot on Microsoft.com. Okay, and I'll just copy that punishingly long email here, address, and put it here as well. And next, and the passwords was small ABC capital ABC 123, I hope, and 123. Yeah, it is. So now what we're trying to do here is we're gonna just go to SharePoint, but before that let me just explain the whole scenario here. So we have two cloud services now, and one is SharePoint and the second is Azure. So first one is Office 365. This is a SaaS based service, and we have SharePoint Online here, right? SharePoint Online. And the second one is Azure. Oh, am I recording that? Yeah. The second one is Azure Cloud, and that is IaaS based service based. And here we will be using SQL Server Express. So in our AWS class we use the SQL Server Express. Now we're going to use here, but the scenario is very different. So what we are trying to do here is that we will use a SharePoint feature called BCS, and BCS is Business Connectivity Services. So Business Connectivity Service, and because of this Business Connectivity Service, we're going to be connecting the SharePoint Online to Azure's SQL Express Edition. So this is possible only if you use BCS or Business Connectivity Service from within the SharePoint. This is available in SharePoint on-premises, and this is available in SharePoint Cloud as well. But if it is on-premises SharePoint, of course you have to make sure that SharePoint is published in on the internet. It is accessible from internet, and then you connect any outside service or resource to this resource here in on-premises. But once we are on the cloud, obviously we are connected to internet, so we can have a communication with any other cloud-based service. So hence this lab is full lab. If we do finish it early, we go home early. It's a long lab, but I know you guys are smart, so we might finish it early. So but we have to understand what we're doing here. Now we will be creating a SQL Express, a SQL Server Express here in Azure Cloud. We're going to be adding a database there that is already available there, right? So that database will have a lot of tables there, very long tables there. So that database we will try to connect to the SharePoint Online site collection. So whenever we add any new table or any new data in that database, automatically it is supposed to upgrade the SharePoint Online site collection here as well. So that's our main objective of today's lab. It has a lot of steps, and we will be using our server 1 as well. We will have to use that because we need to download SharePoint Designer. So guys, there is the third factor here, and that is the third configuration here is on-premises server 01 must have internet connection. So let's start the server 01 as well, internet connection, and we will download a software called SharePoint Designer. And this SharePoint Designer, it will be the software that will actually help connect us from the SharePoint online site collection to SQL Server in Azure. So this is the Azure Cloud Infrastructure as a Service, which is a totally different service. And then we have Software as a Service, which is Office 365 SharePoint Online. So this is kind of a very critical lab, crucial lab. How do you connect outside resources to the SharePoint Online or Office 365, especially if that resource is also in the cloud, right? So this is infrastructure as a service, and this would be cloud. In fact, I'll just go for software as a service, software. So these are different types of cloud services. Both are being offered by Microsoft. One is the whole database. Infrastructure as a service offers the whole database there through the internet connection, and the other one is just ready-made software that is customizable, and you can just start using software right away. So we understand that, again, it's just that with Business Activity Service, you're going to connect SharePoint Online Site Collection to SQL Server Express Edition. Now, I have already asked that please connect to the Azure Cloud and, Azure Cloud, seriously. So please connect to your Office, to the Blackboard, and then in the Blackboard, just create your free account of Azure Cloud. So in your Blackboard week 13, you have this document here. Just follow this document to create that free account in Azure Cloud, and this is going to be available. I was told it is for 1 year, but be careful. Well, how now if you create something, there's no credit card, right? It's just your ID. So I don't know how they charge you if you just forget the machine for 2-3 weeks there. But be careful on the cloud. It's your account that they're connected to. So let's just get going now. According to our diagram, we need to start the server 1, so I'm just going to do that now, and that is VMware Workstation, and COMP3121. Yes, so to power on the server 1. I hope we never deleted the server 1, which I said that please keep at least server 1 there off. COMP3121. Well, it could be of any other server as well. So now this is the 15th screenshot here, and okay, so if the server is started, guys, log in. Just make sure in the server that you have internet connection. So and according to the diagram, on the on-premises server, this is server 1. It has internet connection. We will be installing SharePoint Designer inside that. As long as it has an internet connection, we're good. So this SharePoint Designer will help us connect SQL Server Express to the SharePoint Online. Because of this SharePoint Designer, we will be able to do that. So there is a possibility that this lab might have some, unrecoverable errors. If it hasn't been like that, and it was always working fine whenever we did that lab. So if there are any errors, so I'll just consider whatever screenshots you have given me as the complete lab, but we're gonna make sure that we complete this lab. It's a bit tricky, but it's practical. This is what you will do exactly in production environment as well. Okay. Everything okay, right? Back there, the gang is okay. Okay, so let's. So if first of all we're checking if internet connection is there in server 1 and if the server 1 is started. Okay. Oh, serious? So I'll just connect to my server 1 and let's go to guys. Just go ahead and open the internet connection or open the browser inside server 1. It's loading, so I'm just gonna click here, go to Internet Explorer. If you see Trump, you're good. So, well, before Trump picture comes, oh seriously, okay, too late. Anyway, so there you go, and the server 1 is there, and I have internet connection, so that's good, right? Now let's start talking about. So first thing is this: make sure server 1 has internet connection, it's powered on, it has internet connection, done. Second thing was that you must have created that free Azure account by going to the cloud, to the Blackboard, and following the document screenshots, and just use your college ID. Without credit card, you can create that account. Third thing is, now we're going to go inside SharePoint Online and go to this BCS service called Business Connectivity Service. So what is that business connectivity service? There's a lot of explanation there. I've already explained the diagram. What it is. It's going to connect any external software to you. So with the introduction to business connectivity services, Microsoft gave the flexibility to create CRUD or CRUD websites so that the end users can update the information to external databases. So this is just an introduction to that. Why would we use that business connectivity service? So first thing is that we find information is scattered across multiple environments within an organization and mostly controlled by enterprise applications. So company decision makers need access to this information which resides in different applications. So basically it's saying that suppose your database server is working in AWS or in Azure infrastructure as a service, and you want access to that database from within your Office 365 SharePoint. So that is the scenario that I explained in the diagram as well. In order to address these problems, many organizations have come up with custom applications or dynamic web portals which will interact with this information and get some meaningful data for our decision makers. However, these custom applications and web portals have challenges like interoperability, low fidelity interfaces, high cost to build, train, support, and upgrade. So in order to overcome these challenges, Microsoft introduced a new feature called Business Data Catalog, BDC, in MOSS 2007, which is the SharePoint service, and enhanced its capabilities in SharePoint 2010 by introducing business connectivity services. So with introduction to business connectivity services, Microsoft gave the flexibility to create CRUD websites so that the end users can update the information to external databases. This is exactly what we're doing. End users can update the information to external databases. So that's why if I go back to the diagram here, we will try to connect the SharePoint site collection list to an external database here in Azure Cloud. So other than that, advantages of using BCS over other solutions. BCS reduces the cost of setting up an additional infrastructure to get connected to external data and external systems. So BCS has its own centralized infrastructure which supports integrated data solutions. So with this service, you can make connection to any outside resource. That's in English that's what they're trying to say. Okay, so BCS provides the single sign-on experience to the end users as it handles IT security transactions with external systems. So external to Office 365 SharePoint, this is what we are talking about. BCS also allows users to search for external content. End users can search for external data by using the SharePoint inbuilt search functionality. The search results from external data are security trimmed. So choose a business connectivity services scenario that meets your needs: on-premises deployment, cloud-only deployment, hybrid deployment. So we're just going for the second one, which is cloud-only deployment. So your database is in cloud and your SharePoint is in cloud, right? So and then tutorial connect connect to salesforce.com via SharePoint BCS. So there's a YouTube that I added there. If you want to connect SharePoint of Office 365 to salesforce.com, which is also just a cloud service. And example 2, make an external list from a SQL Azure table with business connectivity services and secure store. This is what we are going to do now. So how BCS and secure store work together. Now there will be two services of SharePoint we're going to be using today. One is BCS, business connectivity services, and second is secure store, which simply secures your credentials, and so you can use it anywhere to communicate with outside resource. So we're going to just use the secure store as well. Now let's try to go ahead and implement that step by step with a gazillion screenshots. Gazillion means 25, yeah. So I have my own screenshots for this whole lab, and that's like more than 100. So, but we have to just translate it to 25 screenshots. So first of all, start your server 1 and log into Azure. On Azure, let's create a test database. So first thing we're going to do is, if you have created your free Azure account as it was shown in screenshots in Blackboard in week 13, so we're just going to create a SQL database now. So I'm going to be going through my 4 or 5 screenshots. We are already on the Azure portal here, and you've taken screenshot number 1, which is about the portal. So if you're in the portal, so your first screenshot is not this, is this one. This is your first screenshot already, right? So this means that your ID on the top right is showing clearly, right? And this is the portal. So if you've taken the screenshot, now on the left side, if you're on the portal here, see on the left side this SQL databases. So click that SQL databases as well. Let's click the SQL databases now, and then obviously we're just going to click the add button for the SQL databases. This is what I tried to show you in the screenshots as well, that if you're able to create that free, that's what we want to achieve from, or what we wanted to get from this subscription. That should be we should be able to freely create a database, but we're gonna discover that. So let's click the add button here to SQL database. Once you click the add button, then it asks for configuration here. Now this is a free trial. I think everyone is seeing the free trial written here, and if I drop down, yeah, that's it. So just a free trial, right? So that's one thing, and we're going to be configuring all the options with basics, additional settings, tags, review plus create. So take your second screenshot here where you're about to create, or this page is showing where it shows create SQL database. You can see the free trial written here. So take your second screenshot where it says free trial. No, it's not there. So is it good for everyone, or anyone is having issue? Those who arrived early. You're not there? Oh, okay. Cool. So if you're taking a screenshot number 2 here, so let me know, guys, if there is an issue there. So I'm just going to go to my screenshots as well, just to make sure out of the gazillion steps I don't miss any step here. So we're just going to be going to give a database name here. Well, the screenshot says pay as you go, but we have a free trial here, right? So we're going to be creating a resource group here. We're going to be creating a select resource, which is a blank database, but we're going to drop down and go for AdventureWorks. Remember that from the last course. There was an AdventureWorks database, sample database that was available. We're going to be selecting the AdventureWorks database, and I'm just seeing my screenshots, and then we're going to do it together. So just wait for me a little, and I'll just take it to the final screenshots. Actually, it's going to the next screen. So this is it. Okay, so let's select that. I'm just going to go back, and this is where we do it together now. So what is the resource group that we're going to be creating here? First of all, this is a very important feature in Azure, that you have a resource group here. Resource group is a group where you can attach all the resources. Suppose you created a database, 5 database servers there, and you name that resource group something, right? So if we just go ahead and put your first name dash resource group and 04, is it 04 today? Yeah, I think it's 4. 04 April, right? So put your first name dash resource group 04 April. So what it does is it creates an inventory. So if you create suppose 5 databases there, and you keep every database's resource group as it, yeah.
Sorry, can you actually create new, because that will, because it says no results were found, so you need to actually click underneath it and say create new.
This one?
So don't.
Sorry, here.
Copy and paste the Amir part,
Oh, okay.
and like then delete it from that space, because it will actually say create new.
Okay. Too late now. So okay, thank you for that. I was gonna put that, but thank you. Yes, it is going to say create new here. So wow, it's a fresh pizza. Wow, amazing. Like too fresh. It's like wow. Okay. Anyway, so thank you for that. So click the create new, guys. If you just type directly here, it's not gonna get created. So let's click the create new, and I always do that whenever I do that lab. I don't know why. So anyway, so click the create new here. Once you click the create new, then put your first name dash resource group and 14 app, not 14, 04 April 19. So once you have put in that information, then press OK. So once we have put in that information, press OK. So that's one thing here. And so it's a free trial. It's the resource group is it. So I was just explaining that the real advantage of using a resource group is that if you attach inventory, suppose you have 200 more servers here, when you're creating those servers, you tell that, hey, we are attaching those 200 servers to this resource group. So in the end, when you're done with your job, what you do is just delete the resource group, and all the servers that were attached to this resource group will be automatically deleted as well. So this feature I have yet to see that in AWS or Google Cloud, but this is a very, very cool feature in Azure here, that you can attach any inventory that you've created. You've created disks there, private network there, keep attaching it to this resource group that you've just created now. And in the end, just delete the resource group. Everything else you attached till now will be deleted automatically with the resource group. So that's why we're giving a resource group here, and of course it's compulsory. But any other resource we create, we will just attach it to today's resource group, because we have given the date as well. Now if we go down here, enter database name here. So let's just go for your first name dash db01 dash gb. So your first name dash db01 dash gb, we create that. So yesterday, in fact, yeah, yesterday we created that database in AWS. Now we're creating the database in Azure. You must have very good experience in AWS and Azure to really get better jobs in the market. If you want, and of course you need to be certified. Again and again I'm saying that if you need certification material, just email me. I'll send you the whole prep material there. Anyway, so then we go down to first of all, this is a database name. If you've created that, there's another create new here. So we don't already have a server here, so we're going to just click the create new, right? So let's click the create new here. Once you click that, on the right side now it says, okay, you're going to be creating a server in which you want us to create a database. So what would be the name of that server? So we can just try to put your first name dash SQL dash GB. So your first name dash SQL dash GB, and it already has a long name. So whatever you wrote here, .database.windows.net. So that's pretty long, but just to make it unique. So if you have put in that, so server admin login, just like in yesterday's class, we created that in AWS. So just go for your first name admin, and definitely we need a screenshot of that, because if we forgot this one. So okay, here, and the password small abc, capital abc, shift 123. I hope it lets us create, yeah, it is more secure. It lets us create special characters and simple 123. So again, small abc, capital abc, shift 123, and simple 123. So, and I'm just gonna put that again, small abc, capital abc, shift 123, and simple 123 without shift. So once, now this is more secure, right? AWS database creation, it was not allowing us special characters, but this one is. And I'm in Australia East for some reason, so make sure that we are in Canada. We're in Canada East, right? Make sure that we're in Canada East, but if I change that, I hope it does not refresh the page and remove everything, so I'm just going to do that. And it says here, this service is not, the location, this location is not available for subscription. Oh, seriously?
I think it's Canada Central.
So Canada Central is not giving error, so okay. Well, yeah, it's actually Cyrus created this whole configuration, and I'm very thankful to him for that. Otherwise, I was thinking what to do today in terms of this lab. So Canada Central here, and allow Azure services to access server, which is already there. So go ahead and take screenshot number 3, where this server name is showing, your admin is showing, and I hope you remember the password, and it's Canada Central. So that's your screenshot number 3 now. Screenshot number 3. First one was the portal screenshot of Azure. Second one was the database. What was the second one actually? Database creation, right? And third one is this. So if you have taken a screenshot of this screen where you have given the server name, let's click the select here. Let's go ahead and click the select. Once you click the select, yeah, everything is okay now. So changing basic options may reset selections you have made. Please review all options prior to creating the database. Yeah, we're not changing any basic options here. So if it is selected here, we're good. So let's just keep going ahead. And am I recording that? Yeah. So there's that server, and then we go down to want to use SQL Elastic Pool. Now that's pretty cool service as well that has been, and they have started using the word elastic just like AWS. So yeah, good copying. So so Elastic Pools provide a simple and cost-effective solution for managing the performance of multiple databases within a fixed budget. An Elastic Pool provides compute and storage resources that are shared between all the databases it contains. So it's going to keep your budget less. Suppose you're creating multiple databases, it's going to give shared RAM, shared CPU, shared SSD drives there, which will cost you less overall. So databases within a pool only use the resources they need, and when they need them within configurable limits. The price of a pool is based only on the amount of resources configured and is independent of the number of databases it contains. So the thing is that you want to pay less. This is also one option here, but since we want to pay more, actually our credit cards are not connected, so let's keep it no here. Then there is compute plus storage here, and there is that 10 DDUs here and 250 GB. So we have the processing also available to a certain level, and if that is also selected here, so choose a SQL service tier and performance level that best fits your application needs. We're going to go for the slowest and cheapest, right, or free. So we're just going to keep this configuration, and if it lets us go ahead. So additional settings, let's click the additional settings now, right? Once you go to the additional settings here, so you can see here, customize additional configuration parameters including collation and sample data. Data source here is start with a blank database, restore from a backup, or select sample data to populate your new database. So we need to actually have a sample database. If you click the sample, so AdventureWorks LT or Lite will be created as a sample database. Exactly, that's what we want here. We want AdventureWorks to be created. So let's click the sample here, and because it already has a lot of tables there which we need to ultimately connect to our SharePoint site collection. So database collation here, which is okay. It's not gonna let us change anyway, and we don't need to change it as well. So let's go down. So if you've selected a sample here, then let's go down to advanced data security and protect your data using advanced data security, a unified security package including data classification, vulnerability assessment, and advanced threat protection for your server. So it's a complete security package, which is 19 Canadian dollars per server per month. So it says that, hey, we're gonna secure your server if you start paying 19 Canadian dollars per server per month after a 30-day free trial. So of course we'll keep it not now, and if you have already selected these options, take a screenshot where the sample is selected. That's the only change we did on this page. There is nothing else, right? Yeah. So let's just take a screenshot number 4. So once you've selected that, there is again that next, which is tags. So click the next tags at the end. Once you click the next tags here, well, we could just put what database is this, for which department it is, and what branch it is, whatever information that relates to this database. So we understand what is tags anyway. In AWS we did that so much. So let's go for the next review plus create. Let's go for, so nothing here. Let's click review plus create. Now when you go to review plus create here, so so estimated cost per month would be $23 Canadian dollars for this database per month. So if you keep it on for 1 month, then they will charge you that. Obviously we're gonna delete it at the end of this lab, so we're good. And so if we keep going down here, this is the whole information that we have, and we can just so there's nothing here. There's no term condition thing here, right? So okay, let's click the yes, create. So go ahead and create. Initializing deployment on the top right, it shows there. Submitting the deployment template for resource group. Deployment to resource group. Your deployment is underway. Okay. Well, I hope it doesn't get better. So it's just showing the duration as well, 15-16 seconds. And resource, this SQL server is showing status is accepted. So we're good, kinda. Yes, exactly as you said. Yeah. So here, guys, you can see the bell sign here. In Azure, you can just click there and see the progress. So click that bell sign here and see the progress. So deployment in progress now, and deployment to resource group, this is in progress. So still it's not done, but keep an eye on the bell sign.
Oh, and also, yeah, we have a $260 credit.
Yeah, so that's really cool. After that, it goes to pay as you go. But when $260 worth of services you have used are done, then it will change it to pay as you go, which means pay as you go, whatever you use. So yes, either 1 month has passed or $260 are finished. Until then, it's all free. But yes, once you convert to pay as you go, this one, so they're gonna ask for credit card at that time. Okay, well, while this is running, we can just leave it as is. In fact, it is just giving the second and third line as well. So database is created. It's giving a progress here. But let's just go for the next steps here. If I go back to the screenshots now, I took a screenshot of the previous version of Azure where it looked like this, but it's they've made it different now. So obviously, otherwise these were called blades at that time. So I'll just keep going down here and down. We've done all these steps and it is creating now. So now we can just go to, once it is created, it's going to show deployment succeeded, and on Azure SQL database created successfully. Once that is showing, so we're going to go back to the SQL database console here, and we're going to see that our database is created. Guys, yesterday we downloaded the SSMS, and it's the same computers, so it's good that we have SSMS there now. We can at least try to connect to that database and check if we are able to connect. So the yesterday's SSMS, hey, is it still there? Because you downloaded and installed that, and then you restarted the machine, right? So check your SSMS if it is still there. Okay, cool. So, wow. So once the database is created, we're just going to connect to this database, and this is the same version, actually 17.9. So yeah, I'll just go down and installed SSMS. We did that yesterday. Wow, that's the same lab now. So I'll just open the SSMS and we connect. So how do we connect? Yesterday also we tried to connect. We will be going for the endpoint here as well, but let's see how they show that the server name and username, password you already know. So if we go back, okay, it's done. So deployment succeeded here, and if you see this, you can click the go to resource here, this one. So if you click that bell sign, and then you see the deployment succeeded. If you see succeeded, let's click the go to resource. I hope everyone's done with that. So click the go to resource. Once you click the go to resource here, so now it shows that resource information, and obviously you can see this one, server name, right? So this would be what we will be copying now and putting it in the SSMS to connect to that this database. So we need to go inside the database and check if the AdventureWorks is there or not. So let's go ahead and simply copy this. I've just copied it to the clipboard here. I hope we are all able to see that server name. And if SSMS is open, it's not. So SSMS, there you go. So if you don't have it, the guys at home, if you don't have it, just install it, download it, install it, right? And where would you download it? Just put in Google SSMS SQL download, and then download the 17.9, whichever is the latest one. So let's click that SSMS now and connect. So it's opening now, and you know, in the server name, what you just copied now, just paste it there in the server name and Control V. So simple, right? Hopefully it connects right away. So there is that server name, and yes, it's your first name admin, right? So the password would be whatever you put there, small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3, and simple 1 2 3. So have we put in that information? Anyone connected already? No. Oh, you're waiting for my screenshot, right? So if you have put that information, take a screenshot number 4. Or if anyone has already connected, that's just disconnect and take the screenshot, right? Oh, 5, sorry. So take the screenshot number 5 here, where you have put the server name and you have put the login and password information, right? So it looks like this. So if that has been put in, then put, that's your screenshot number 5. Okay, so let's click connect, and if you've taken a screenshot and it asks for you're not signed into Microsoft Azure, we are signed into Microsoft Azure here. So let's just click sign in. Well, we know the credentials here, right? It's your George Brown ID and the password. So it's your George Brown ID to the Azure and the password. I hope everyone got it. So I'm just gonna click the use another server, use another account, and then okay, 45 to 71. That's my ID. at georgebrown.ca. So that's your ID there. I hope everyone has put it. And next, and seriously, you want my password? And it's good time to panic now. Please work, please work. Oh, good. So guys, if it worked, so it got your public IP of your college. It got the public IP of your college, and that's good. So press. So what it's doing is, it's just allowing this IP, anyone connecting from this IP, to let it connect to the Azure machine. So what we saw as security group in AWS, this is what it's doing. It's allowing this IP only to communicate with an Azure database there. So press OK. So AWS works are a little different, Azure works a little different. You should be good in both to get a better job sooner. Okay guys, so we're inside here. Expand the databases here, and then expand your first name db01-gb, and expand the tables. Are you seeing this? So if you go for this, see this, there are many tables here, right? So we just named this database here, and we see a lot of tables. If you see all these tables, expand these tables here, and then screenshot number 6. Expand these tables here, and then screenshot number 6. If you're able to see those tables under the database, your first name db01-gb, then simply take screenshot number 6 now. Okay, so if you've taken screenshot number 6, we're good. The database is okay. We can minimize it. Do not disconnect from it. Just minimize this SSMS. We may need to just check connectivity to our Azure machine. So I'm just going to minimize the SSMS. Keep it connected, but minimize. So that's one thing. Now, second thing is that we need to go to the SharePoint online, and we're going to configure that portion as well. So I'll just check my gazillion screenshots here. Yeah, done. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I went for this one as well. Anyway, what we can do is, if you're connected to this still, and you should be, so let's just look for a sales LT customer table. So if I go back to the SSMS, which I asked you not to shut down, just minimize. Let's just go back there. Do you see this customer table here? If you see the customer table here, right click on this sales lt.customer, and then select top 1000 rows. So let's go inside the table and check that it has a lot of values, because ultimately we're going to be connecting this table to our SharePoint Online site collection. So I'm just right clicking this table, and then clicking this select top 1000 rows. Once you click that select top 1000 rows here, it should just open that.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
I don't even have that on my computer. MSCS.
SSMS?
Yeah, that's it, sir. Yeah, I don't have that at all, and I can't install it.
You can install it? Whoa, okay.
It says I don't have permission on either account, this or that.
You don't have permission in tech as well?
It says you don't have permission to perform this action if I try to install it.
Okay. So that's a dead end. Again. Let's see.
Well, if it doesn't give me permission, of course, I don't have to.
I dragged it from COMP3121.
Yeah, no.
When I tried it, are you logged into tech? This is tech, yeah. I tried it on the other account too. No, other accounts work, but it's tech. So guys, the tech work for you today?
Like it was already expired.
I'm installing it.
And it's, so yeah, I was just because of that. It's also actually the tech.
Yeah, it's letting me.
Look, I did it. Nice.
So, you're logging for tech, right?
Yeah, right now I'm checking.
Downloading it right now. So, this was already there before? Which you were trying to, or did you download this? No, I installed this on, oh, this was already there, right? That you tried to install it? No, I just downloaded it right now. So you're downloading it on tech? This was on 31. Oh, okay. So, from tech, if you copy that to the desktop, I tried that. It doesn't even matter when it says, active there. Wow. Okay, so you downloaded directly to tech account? Okay. Oh, so that's what you're doing, right? Yeah, now I'm trying it on the same thing. Oh. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's gonna take a long time. Oh, really? Well, you can see that.
No.
Like, half an hour?
No, like half an hour.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Tops.
This doesn't have to be the rest of the level.
Let's use someone.
It's gonna go, it's gonna go. Okay. Oh yeah. So, 2 minutes, right? 200 slots. It's gonna take 30 minutes. Well, 15, 20 at least. 10 minutes. Oh, it's less than that. Yours will be actually.
No, I got stuff here.
Alright, that's okay. You take a little bit of a walk. Okay, that's fine.
I think another guy went for TVs.
God, no. The guy was saying like no break, let's leave it.
We're carrying on. We're carrying on.
Let's keep it going.
We are.
Behind, bro.
No, then if we don't do that, so somebody's gonna storm out of the class, right?
Yeah, we got.
So that is, I never saw that before. In previous all courses, machine doesn't work okay. It's a type. But that's unique. Saw it first time. No favors after that, right? Normally at the end, students ask for favors. I don't know how in the job environment this works. So, how long? It's halfway. It's like 3/4. Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be stuck out
right here.
Okay.
Hey, it'll work. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was yesterday as well. It's a very long lunch. Maybe 11 o'clock or 12. I'm just kidding.
Sir, I work tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, really? But.
So, okay, guys. So let's get back to our screenshots here. So now we're just gonna go back to 54 minutes. Seriously. Okay, 54 minutes. The whole video screwed. Okay, so here, let's just so if you're on this page, let's click the plus sign. and expand the tables. So see this, the table, the database that got added, expand that, expand the tables, and click the customer here and right click. So we're going to make sure that whatever data is in the customer table gets imported inside the SharePoint Online site collection. And we know that database is living in Azure, which is different from Office 365. So once you click that, let's click the create all operations for the customer. Let's click the create all operations. So now the wizard starts that, hey, about this table, what do you want imported into SharePoint Online? So I'm just, this is this screenshots where, yes, we're just going to go ahead and click next. Then that's it, nothing here as well. Next, everything that's in the table. And we're going to click finish. So it's next, finish here. And it should just say that, yes, I'm ready to import all the data from the database. So let's click, I'm back here in server 1. So let's click next. And so all the table content will be imported. So click next here. And nothing much here in terms of filter. So we just went for next, and finish. So once we click the finish, do we all see this? That the create was done here, this one. Take your screenshot number 19 now. So take a screenshot number 19, which is showing this page. So take a screenshot number 19 showing this page. So take a screenshot number 19 where it is showing this green arrow. Oh, how did you get there? Somebody was not looking at the board at that time, huh? So you're looking at the cell phone. Come on, guys. So we're delaying it, right? So it's screenshot number 19. Let's go ahead. And your screenshot number 20 is. I still didn't get the attention from the gang. So okay. So next is we're just gonna go for more careful steps there, and we're going to save this whole configuration now. So we're going to save all this configuration. Once we click save, it's going to save it in SharePoint Online. And well, let's just save it first, then 2 more steps and you're done, if it works for you. So guys, this is the next step here. Right click here on the top and click save. Right click on the top and click save. Once you click save here, the changes to this external content type are being saved to the business data connectivity metadata store. Okay, so if it is saved, we're good. Now the step finale in in the designer, that's the final step. So we're just going to go for create lists and forms, and we're going to just so see this create list and form, this one. Let's click that create list of form. That's the final step in the designer, and then we're just going to confirm after that if the data is showing from the database inside the SharePoint site collection or not. So let's click that create lists and form. I hope everyone's following that. Once you click that, the pop-up window comes here, and it says here create new external list. So I'm just going to check my screenshots here as well, that we are supposed to just give a name, your first name, demo external list, and then read item, and your DB name is there already, and that's it. Okay, so designer site tasks are done. Now we just need to confirm if. So we're just going to, let's start it here. Let's just put your first name dash create external list. Your first name, create external list, right? So if you have put in that name here, that's your screenshot number 20 now. So this is here, create lists and forms. And if you have put in that, take your screenshot number 20. Take a screenshot number 20 here. So this is your screenshot number 20 here. And if you just had to put the name here, right? So if you put the name and screenshot number 20 is there, press OK. This is your screenshot number 20. Press OK. Well, now we need to prove that whatever table was there in the database, does it show inside the SharePoint Online or not? Okay, so in the designer, we have done all the configurations. We have connected the outside database to the SharePoint site collection that we wanted. So now the step finale is, let's confirm in BCS if there is created an external list. So BCS is here in SharePoint Admin Center or Classic Admin Center, and you can see the external list there. So let's just go to the BCS here and your final screenshots there. So I'm just going to go to the Classic Center again, which is, that's too many, okay, IE. And so let's go to the BCS, Business Connectivity Services here. Let's go to the BCS and then click Manage BDC Models and External Content Types. Manage BDC Models and External Content Types. Once you click that, now you see that your first name, BCS test 04, what we created there as configuration is showing in the BCS. Take your screenshot number 21 here. Take your screenshot number 21 here. Screenshot 21. Screenshot 21 here. And now the proof that the database data is showing or not. So let's go inside that site collection whose URL you copied, the marketing site collection. Let's go to the marketing site collection. And once there, we need to go to the site contents and then the external list. So, okay guys, the final steps are these. And so you go to the site collection finally. You go to the site collections here. Go to the site collections. And then we're going to the marketing site. Let's click the marketing site. And click the URL again. Marketing site, click the URL like this, right? So then if you're on the marketing site, go to the site contents. If you're on the marketing site collection, go to the site contents like this. Do you see that there's a your first name create external list showing there? Take a screenshot number 22. If you see in the site contents your first name create external list, take your screenshot number 22. 22. We all see that? So let's click it. So if you take in screenshot number 22 where it shows your first name create external list, let's click on it. We need to go inside. Let's click on it and we need to go inside. It's loading. Loading, and there you go. So that's your screenshot number 23, that all the data from the table living inside the database on Azure is imported into the SharePoint Online here. So if that table creates more data, that will also be copied here. If it keeps on creating that data, it will be copied from Azure, which is a separate cloud service, to your SharePoint Online, which is a separate cloud service. So we have made an external communication between the database living somewhere else to the SharePoint Online external list. So this is, take your screenshot number 23. This is screenshot number 23. So do we all see this data? Oh, there's a no. Ouch.
I'm getting out and going back in.
Oh.
See everything else.
Oh. Oh oh. No. So screenshot number 24 is delete the database on Azure. Oh, like we're done with the lab, but we need to delete this database, otherwise it will cost you. Well, although we don't have credit card. So Azure, delete the database, take a screenshot of the deleting the database. So how do we delete this database? I'm on Azure now. And there's a delete button here, right? So click that delete button and it says type the database name. There's a delete button here inside the database, your first name dash db01 dash gb in Azure. Go to Azure, and what is the database name? It is this copy. Seriously. So I was gonna delete that, then it went away. So I'm just gonna click the delete again, and I'll just type the name dash db01 dash gb. So before you're about to delete, just if you've put this information, delete, type the database name, take a screenshot number 24. Type the database name, take a screenshot number 24. And if you have taken a screenshot number 24, go ahead and delete. So your first name db01 gb, or if you've taken screenshot number 24, delete. If it's deleted, bye bye. That's it. Go home or stay here. Shut down your machine.
She dipped her in sugar. She had a bowl of sugar, and she took it. She like hiked it in. She's like, we're not there. And go there, and she's like, just seems normal to me.
So lab topic is BCS lab.
I tried it, it was actually it's not like sand. It's absolutely not like sand. For one, sand doesn't dissolve. It does. Yeah, I was trying to do this and push myself away, but you just folded.
Okay.
So it's only 24, right?
Yep. Last screenshot has to be your smiley. Like selfie? Yep, that's it. Oh, okay.